All right, everybody, welcome back. Brand new episode of the Sarah Fraser Show. There has been so much gossip off of Sister Wives that we have to do a podcast episode. I live for this. I am having so much fun this Sister Wives season. And we are in Sister Wives season. So if you want to dissect, jump in, have fun with all the rumors, a lot of truths that are happening in the Sister Wives world, be subscribed to my podcast, The Sarah Fraser Show, because I am dropping episodes constantly throughout the week. And we are also live on the TikTok, which I love because I always say I have the smartest listeners in the world. And you all can like solve the case before anyone else. So why am I doing this episode today? Well, there's a couple of big developments in the Sister Wives world if you follow this show and you love the gossip. First of all, Kody Brown and Janelle Brown have sat down for their very first interview since season 19 dropped together with Access Hollywood, and they reveal a ton. They actually give props to Robyn. They say Kody blames everybody for everything, and they give an update on, in fact, if Kody is still estranged from his kids or if he is having contact with them. We'll discuss that. And David Woolley, there's something that David Woolley, Kody Brown Woolley's new husband, does not like about Sister Wives. We're going to get into that. I spent some time on the phone yesterday with realtors in Arizona. What is the truth that is happening with Kody Brown and Robyn's home being pulled off of Zillow? Has it actually sold, which is the rumor? I'm going to give you that update. And then this is my favorite rumor of the week, is Kody Brown trying to date and marry Janelle Brown's younger sister. I'm sure as hell hope so. Has anyone seen Janelle's sister? She's gorgeous, looks just like Janelle with like shorter, spikier hair. And my favorite story of the week that is out there circulating is that Kody Brown and Janelle's sister are hooking up, and he wants to make her what would be the fifth wife. Now, look, you think this rumor is crazy, but it's not that incestuous because Janelle used to be married to Meri's brother. I mean, like they're all like incestually connected, by the way. And then isn't it Kody Brown's mom is like Kody Brown's stepmom? There's some, honey, it is so sort of incestuous. I can't keep up. But anyway, we'll get to that. First of all, let's get to this breaking Access Hollywood interview that was done just yesterday with Janelle and Kody out here in Los Angeles. I believe Kody Brown is out here in LA for the Glamour Awards, the Women Glamour Magazine Awards. I think that's what she was attending, but I'm not certain. Janelle came with her. They've been here in Hollywood, and they did some amazing interviews. What did they say? Well, let me give you the quick rundown because this interview was like 16 minutes long, and it's the first that these two have done together. So they get right into it. First of all, Janelle says Kody is very much estranged from all of his kids. So this is a big update. Janelle and Kody confirmed that even with the passing of Garrison Brown, right, which we had kind of heard after Garrison's passing, sadly this spring, like, may this never happen to one more parent, God. I mean, nothing could be worse. I have a little 3-year-old son and I'm just obsessed. But we'd heard after the passing of Garrison that the family had really come back together and that a lot of relationships had been healed. Meri was on my show. Meri said, the family had been in touch more. But according to this interview just yesterday, Janelle says that Kody is estranged from most of his children. She says that one phone call here and there is not going to cut it, which essentially is what she says he does. And she said that it basically would take a miracle at this point. The kids have moved on. They don't really think about him. I think she's referring to her kids and most of Kody's, but definitely Janelle's kids. They've moved on. They don't really think about him, and he doesn't have much contact with them. So I just throw this out there. If you're in a situation like what some of the Brown kids are going through, and you have a parent that maybe is sort of absent from your life, but calls once in a while, because Janelle says he does call the kids once in a while, but they don't really want to pick up. It's going to take more than that. I'm just curious, anybody on my TikTok, what would you want your parent to do? A parent that is estranged from you. Because, I mean, I did think, like, if he's calling, why aren't they picking up the phone? Isn't that something? Even if he's calling once a month, once every 2 months? I know that when you're a parent, I mean, I talk to my mom like every day, right? And my brother would call me 18 times a day. I mean, thank God we both work. So I'm very close to my family. But I guess what would you want the parent to do? You want them to show up? I want to hear what people think on TikTok. Some people are saying, Hale says, like, cut him out. Cut Kody out. He's toxic. Take responsibility. I want my estranged parents to go to therapy. That's a good one. Go to therapy and work on themselves. I want, Senorita B says he needs to physically go there and see them. Candy says it's about taking accountability. So it would be like writing them an email, a letter, but in that, like actually a text, really owning what you've done. It's too late. Somebody else says effort is more than calling. It takes accountability from their part, and he refuses. Same situation. Chris is brave to say, I'm in the same situation. I will never talk to my parents again. Oh, that's so hard. So hard. But I understand, because sometimes you have to do that, especially if you do have parents, I understand, that are addicts. Or speaking of brothers, here's my brother calling. Call him later. Or if they are, they won't take any responsibility. So that was very big in this interview. Janelle and Christine go on to say that their lives are going in different directions. They do address their friendship. And I thought when I watched this Access Hollywood interview, I'm not going to lie, guys, I did kind of think that they were saying like, we go through these periods where we don't really talk to each other. We only text. And then we both get thinking, thoughts in our head like, does she still like me? And they pick up the phone. But it does sound like they work on their friendship and they consider themselves sister wives. They are watching this season, by the way. Christine and Janelle are watching this season, and they were asked if they were shocked by any scenes. They said yes. They are constantly shocked to hear what Kody has to say about them. They don't know anything about Kody and Robyn's lives except for what they watch on TV for the most part. And Janelle says Kody always wants to blame others. That's what she says on this interview. So always. Janelle and Christine say Kody is a failure in the eyes of the church. This I thought was big. So AUB, which is regular Mormons do not accept AUB because AUB is a sect of the Mormon church. I'm no Mormonism expert, but this is my understanding. And so therefore AUB is kind of like, the redheaded stepchild, like they don't want anything to do with it. But AUB still like allows polygamy. Okay. So Janelle and Christine do admit that Kody has had the toughest couple of years of his life because in the eyes of their church, which none of them go to the church anymore, none of them want anything to do with it. They say he is a failure to lose 3 wives in just a couple of years. Okay. Well, when your ex-wives are up there calling you a failure, honey, on national TV, whew. I'm going to sip my water and I'm going to enjoy the tea of Sister Wives because I don't think Robyn and Kody are going to take this much longer. If we get one more season out of this show, we'll be damn lucky. So Janelle and Christine on Access Hollywood interview go on to say that they do kind of give Robyn a bit of props in this interview. And they say that Robyn is the only one that can sway Kody. And if Kody were going to listen to anyone in regards to healing his relationship with his children, it would be Robyn. What they're referring to is that scene in the driveway. The Access Hollywood reporter, I thought she did a very good job, asked them about that scene. And they said that they appreciate at least Robyn saying to him on camera, you need to heal your relationship with your children. So they talk about that. They give Robyn a little bit of props. And as I mentioned, he does call his kids once in a while. Then they transition the interview to talk about Janelle's dating. Janelle says she's still not dating. Now, guys, she's been separated from Kody for what? Over a year and a half? Still not dating. But if she were, she's looking for an intellectual man. Then they go on to talk about David Woolley. Now, Christine Brown kind of says, look, you already know David, to be honest, because obviously we had a wedding special, but you'll get to know him a little bit more. She does say that David, though, hates certain shirts that he wears and is now becoming a little bit self-conscious of how he looks on television and will say to her, babe, why'd you let me wear that on TV? Okay, well, who knew David Woolley? Well, who knew David Woolley cared so much? Okay. Okay, David Woolley likes to, he wants to be on and popping on television. He wants to not look like a schlep. He wants to really look hot. Christine's going to dress him better. Get a stylist, guys. I know a good one. Then they go on to talk about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. The TV announcer asks them, hey, are you ladies into the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? Christine, it was like she'd seen an alien. She had no idea what they were talking about. But Janelle goes, oh, yeah, I've heard about this show. And I think people are very interested. in what goes on in Utah. I mean, now these two women make it sound like it is scandalous in Utah. I got to go to Utah. First of all, Christine and Janelle go on to say that in Utah and around Salt Lake, tons of people are swingers and have open marriages. What? Okay, excuse me. Maybe I got to get my husband to move there so I can get myself that sister husband. Christine and Janelle say, and Christine says when she was out on the dating scene in Utah, it was freaky. What? What? She said she'd go down on these dates. These men were wanted to be swingers, and honey, they wanted more wives. There was like all kinds of wild stuff going on in Utah. What is it about Utah? Is it the altitude? Okay, it's wild out there in Utah. Christine and Janelle both say they're into monogamy. They're not, they said in this Access Hollywood interview, they ain't down to swing. They ain't down for any more sister wives. Well, Janelle doesn't exactly say that because I think Janelle would be down for another sister wife situation if it was someone else. And apparently Janelle wants them hot. She wants 6-pack abs. She wants hot. Okay. Carolyn on here says Christine is freaky herself. LOL. No, Carolyn, how do you know that? Now, Carolyn, who do you know in Utah that swung with Christine? Allegedly. I'm staying away from Utah, Katina said. Oh my God, am I saying it right, Katina? Oh God, probably not. Anyway, me too. If I go to Utah, I'll be falling on all kinds of eggplants. Woo! Left, right. Oh, okay. You're married, but your wife said it's fine for you to swing. Okay. I don't need to be going to Utah, honey, getting myself in trouble. But they say, so Christine says, Janelle says that she has watched secret or is aware of secret lives of Mormon wives. They say dirty sodas are a huge thing in Utah because, apparently in Utah, like the Mormons, they don't drink. I can't even imagine. That's why, look, I don't, all of these organized religions have their issues. There ain't one of them that's perfect. But I do enjoy Catholicism because they're a bunch of drunks. I mean, if you go to Catholic, any Catholic event, honey, they got so much wine there, and it ain't a blessing from Christ. I mean, they are trashed. Woo! So they talk about their dirty sodas, and a dirty soda is like mixing different sodas together and juices and soda, and you get your pop, and they do all kinds of like coffee and soda. House of Doxy says, I'm a Catholic girl here. It's the truth. I'm telling you, ain't no religion that drinks more than the Catholics. I mean, they are a bunch of drunks, and they love a cigarette. That's the only reason I stay in the faith. You're like, what, bitch? I know. It's sorry. It reminds me of my grandparents. They were good people, and they were like devout Catholics and drinkers. So anyway, but she says, Lauren says, I'm in St. Louis, so Catholic events have Anheuser-Busch products there. I bet in St. Louis, the Catholic Church is sponsored by Anheuser-Busch. That's how Catholics roll. Oh, a dirty soda has syrup in it. I do want to try a dirty soda. A dirty soda, they say in Utah, there's even like drive-throughs and restaurants with dirty sodas that mix the syrup and stuff. And it's supposed to kind of like be a little, takes the edge off from drinking. Ain't nothing replaced vodka. I'm going to be honest. And when that first vodka hits, but then when the fourth hits and you don't remember what you said and you make a fool of yourself, Red says it's so true. My step-grandmother was a nun, left and married my grandfather. I love I love a runaway nun and a runaway priest. Happened often. Because who wants to, ain't nobody, Christ ain't putting out. And no offense, I don't want to be sacrilegious because I do believe in faith. But, this whole idea that these poor men and women have to be married to God and get your freak on. And in Utah, they're freaky as hell, apparently. Anyhow, moving on. So they are aware of it. They say that because Mormonism, there is this like sort of no drinking culture and there is this polygamous sect. They think that's why people are very interested continually in sister wives. And they do think that the secret lives of Mormon wives will continue to be a hit. They are into the dirty sodas. Janelle has had the dirty sodas. And then the interviewer wraps up the interview and asks if they have any regrets. And Christine says none. She says she loves the woman she is now. She says she never would have had David. She never would have been having the success that she is having now if it wasn't for her experience on Sister Wives with Kody. They also said they both have no ill will and pure love for Kody, Robyn, and Meri. Do we think that's true? Or is that like what you say on TV? I got nothing but love. And it was interesting. Christine almost went there, but she says that she hopes Meri finds what she's looking for, but she doesn't elaborate on what it is that Meri is looking for. And they don't speak to Kody and Robyn very much, but Janelle does say that she and Meri will kind of link up in these next couple of seasons and do come together over some things. So isn't that interesting? I thought that was a good interview, but I thought sad about Garrison's passing. I really did hope that that would heal the family, but they say no. Okay, let's move on. The other thing is what's going on with Kody and Robyn's home. It is appearing at this point, I spoke to an Arizona realtor yesterday. It's appearing that I'm hearing mixed things, that the house sold, but mostly I'm hearing that Christine's lawsuit did in fact impact them to pull the home off the market. Because here's the deal. If you look on Zillow today with the home they are trying to sell in Flagstaff, it lists off the market. And at this point, we're going on 2 or 3 days. If it was sale pending or if it had sold, and please correct me, anyone that's a realtor on this live, but I think at this point it would be updated. Now, my own theory is I think TLC listed the show for publicity because I'm not sure that the ratings for Sister Wives are quite what they used to be. But but I have no basis. This is just, I like to just start rumors and then I say that they're rumors, I mean, we're shady here, but we're like shady with a conscience. So, I don't know, but it is looking more like the home was in fact pulled because of the lawsuit and it is not sale pending. I think we would know. The only asterisk of this whole thing is the realtor in Arizona in the Flagstaff area who I spoke to yesterday did say if they decided to go private sale with it, meaning if somebody came to them and said, I'll buy your house, you can finance it, or I'll pay cash. Kody and Robyn, I mean, I think they have a contract though with the realtor, but they might have decided to go to ditch the realtor and go private sale with it. But I do think it's looking more like it is the lawsuit. Okay, the other thing that we have to address here. Oh, I want to first, I have to give a shout out to one of my sponsors. You guys, thank you so much for listening to all of the podcast commercials, for frequenting my sponsors. I like to give you free content. That is why I have so many sponsors on the show. And I know a lot of people are like, Sarah, it's a lot of commercials. Please listen to one, purchase from one of my sponsors. It means so much to me so I can continue to give you free content because I do this full time for a living. And I'm actually going to start teaching you guys how you can become a full-time podcaster and actually make real money because it's been my dream to basically gossip about people. You're like, bitch, how about you become a State Department executive, helping people? I do help people. It's with escapism. Okay. And I'm going to teach other people with my podcast course that is launching later this year how to do it as well. Okay. Because there is great value in escaping from the world. Okay. There's a lot happening. People are in hurricanes, people are in wars, people have lost loved ones. You need to tune into some garbage. And here I am. All right. I mean, you really do. So I want to teach other people how to do it if you have an interest. That's coming later this year. But I need to thank Horizon Fibroids. Ladies, 80% of us will have a fibroid by the age of 50. Heavy periods, long periods. And did you know, this is from Dr. Will Neem at Horizon Fibroids in Maryland. So anybody in the DC, Maryland, Virginia region that has a fibroid, you do not need a hysterectomy. This is the truth. You do not need a hysterectomy for fibroids. And sadly, women across this country are given hysterectomies as a simple, quick solution to fibroids. You do not need one. Do not have a hysterectomy until you go to horizonfibroids.com. The best part is they accept almost all insurance. So absolutely check them out. Absolutely. Horizonfibroids.com. And shout out to Dr. Will Neem. He's an incredible fibroids doctor and they can shrink your fibroids. Okay. So it does look like fans were able to figure out, though, that driveway scene, the epic fight that was in episode 4 of Sister Wives this past week, was staged. Dun, dun, dun. Are you kidding me? You better, the producers had not. A fan on Reddit, y'all do deep dives, y'all have patience I don't have, says that they have proof now that the driveway scene where Kody and Robyn, where Robyn says to him, you need to heal your relationship with your kids. I'm losing respect for you. They claim that that was actually shot in the spring, in March of this past year, in 2024. How do people know that? People went back and looked up the clothing that Kody and Robyn were wearing in the scenes, and a fan was able to figure out that Kody's jacket in the scene, which was sold by Kool, Kuhl, the color that he was wearing was not available for sale until September 1 of 2023. Is this all? Are you all following along? I mean, this is like a murder mystery. I'm sorry, who? Who killed the butler in the library? What? Yes. The fan says the jacket, Kool, the color he was wearing, wasn't available until September 1st of 2023. The jacket is titled The One hoodie. They also went back and tracked weather. Oh, my Lord. Give me a sip of water. My God, I'm thirsty in so many ways. Oh, okay. They say that the one hoodie wasn't available till September 1, 2023. How many times can I say this? I just want you to really follow along. And then lastly, they say that it snowed in March of 2024. They believe that scene was reenacted or staged by Kody and Robyn. I don't know. Would the producers do that? I guess they would. I mean, I'm in entertainment, honey. Ain't nothing real. Ain't nothing real. So that is from a Reddit thread of people that looked at their clothing and went back and checked out clothing. And they are some Redditors, some Sarah Fraser show listeners are standing by on my YouTube that scene between Kody and Robyn, that fight scene, was staged in March after Garrison's passing. And a lot of people feel it was a way to gain sympathy for Robyn. And I will tell you, it is working to some degree. A lot of you OG fans, it's not working. A lot of people have their mind set up about Robyn and how she behaved, for years and the different standard. But it is working in the sense a lot of people do have more empathy for Robyn, including, I'm telling you, on that interview last night with Christine and Janelle, they seem to basically say yeah, at least thanks, Robyn, for doing that. Okay. The other thing that people are getting a chuckle about is a viewer got a cameo in the past week or so from Kody Brown, and it was from a husband to his wife. They're having their first child, and Kody goes on the cameo and says, "Congratulations. And the key to being a good parent is to love your child, but also to make your kids respect you. And if they don't respect you, you set the boundaries and you basically cut them off." Goes on. It's like, why are you giving this advice? This is horrendous advice. He says it on the cameo. People are convinced now that trolls just buy the cameos. I'm going to play this right now. You're not going to be able to hear it on the TikTok. Oh, wait. Oh, dang. Did I just lose that? Hold on. I'll play a snippet of it.
Usually just so easy to love.
Babies are so easy to love, he says.
They're vulnerable. They need you.
Okay.
It's a sweet experience. The real key to parenting, I think, is to love your children when they get older, when they get mouthy. But in order to love them, you must never allow them to do anything to you that would make you resent them. So that's the trick. Make sure that you manage your relationship with your children as a parent and a child with love, with adoration, with kindness and understanding, and with discipline.
Okay. Basically, he goes on to say, discipline your kids, make them love you, make them respect you. And if not, you don't have a good relationship. Why is he? Oh my God. I think he is a TV treasure. I really do. I don't think there is a good TV show without a villain, and he's the best. So I truly hope his ego keeps him on TV, because I just find him to be endless gold. I don't know. And it seems like he was just seen in a Barnes and Noble with Isabel and Tony. So maybe some of the kids get him. Maybe some of the kids don't. My favorite rumor of the week, and by the way, this is completely false, but I'm obsessed with these Facebook groups about sister wives. They will post the gnarliest shit. They don't even care. They will just, the biggest rumors. I know you couldn't hear the cameo on my TikTok. Sorry. You'll have to catch it on the podcast, but he did this great cameo to this woman. about his parenting advice. Anyhow, the rumor is, and there's absolutely zero truth to this, is that Kody Brown has found his fifth wife and he is courting Janelle's younger sister, Carrie. I freaking love this story. By the way, Carrie is happily married to a guy named Terry Rogers. And she recently went on a trip to Portugal with Janelle. And there is no truth to Kody dating her. After his divorce from Christine Brown, Kody is left with no wives to count. The family has been grieving, and he tries to blame, of course, any problems onto other people. But meanwhile, some Sister Wives fans feel that Kody could be trying to find a fifth wife. And is it Janelle's sister? No, it is not Janelle's sister. This theory might be odd for many fans. Yes, it is, of the reality show. However, it is common for the patriarch to make these relationships where they'll marry, like, no way. Is that like a thing in polygamy where they'll marry sisters? I would think like cousins and stuff. But I don't know about that. Anyway, the long and the short is that Carrie is happily married to Terry Rogers. The couple shares 4 children, looks extremely happy together on social media. Therefore, it is unlikely. Yeah, you think? This is clickbait, that Carrie and Kody have a future together. I think you're all set. People are saying I'd love to see Kody Brown on House of Villains. Me too. How good would that be? Oh my God, that would be so freaking good. He'd be great on House of Villains. All right. There's just endless dirt coming out of the Sister Wives world. I mean, I'm just going to have to do breaking things. The last thing that also popped up yesterday, although I had already had this on the Sarah Fraser show, and I can't take full credit for it because there's a woman on TikTok here that is friends with the Browns. But Meri was granted a release from her divorce from the church, and she spoke to people.com this week talking about it. It's also going to be on the episode coming up for Sister Wives. And she essentially says that, you know, it was really hard. Meri really loved Kody. Meri really loved her, loved the Sister Wives situation, and it was really hard to walk away, she says. But she has been granted a full release by the church, and she said that Kody really didn't have much of a response, kind of avoided her when she wanted to talk about it. So there you go. All right, little special Sarah Fraser Show podcast. So much coming up, by the way, on the show. I do have Ben Brown, who is Kody Brown's nephew. He is going to be an upcoming guest on the podcast. But next week on Tuesday, subscribe because Jimmy Bellino from Real Housewives of Orange County, you know, my podcast deals all reality and pop culture. Jimmy Bellino, who is Alexis Bellino's ex-husband and famously sued Tamra Judge for slander and won, has a lot to say. And he does a revealing exclusive interview that's going to drop Tuesday on the podcast. You don't want to miss it. Jimmy talks about Ryan, Jennifer Pedantry's boyfriend. Is Ryan going to pursue a lawsuit of slander against Tamra? He also says that cast members are afraid of Tamra, and he reveals why. And then his advice for Alexis. Is Alexis Bellino coming back as a full-time cast member? What he's told her. And also he talks John Jansen. What does Johnny J do for a living? It's juicy. Okay, bye, everybody. All right. Hold on. Let me